Good morning, Saturday. I hope you ladies are excited for today's live. I have totally taken Tracy Gold's feed over. My name is Jacqueline, Jack Perez, and I am the founder of Cool Life, which is a digital platform dedicated to normalizing aging. And you say, like, normalizing aging, what is that? And what is that got to do with this amazing opportunity that Tracy and I are bringing to you this Saturday morning? I'll tell you, normalizing aging is just that. It's normal for your body to change as you age. It is it is unavoidable, ladies. It is unavoidable, unavoidable. And sometimes it can start happening as early as your mid 40s or late 40s, and you start to wonder what the truck is going on, right? Because you start to lose the shape that you have been dressing for however long. If you're one of those people. Now, a lot of us have yo-yoed, right? Women are not unfamiliar with the yo-yo, right? Many of us have many different sizes in our closet. So today I'm going to turn the table on the normal QVC host and style queen of Manhattan, and I'm going to be interviewing Tracy because I don't know about you, but I want answers and solutions to my fashion quandaries as I age. And just because I'm now 60 doesn't mean I want to look frumpy or not noticed. I want to make a statement, but I want to be confident in what I'm wearing. And so many of us go through a transition. And so we're here to talk to Tracy because I promise you, hold on till the end. It's gonna get convoluted. It might get a little scary. You might think, oh my God, there's no answers. Yeah, hold on to the end. I promise you, we have some answers. So Tracy, welcome. Welcome to your own channel.
Thank you thank you so much, Jack. It's actually quite an interesting experience to have you take over my channel and reverse the tables. It's quite fun.
There you go. There you go. So Tracy, I know I'm older than you are, and not
Okay.
by a little bit, by almost a decade, which
Yes.
is very significant at this stage of life. A lot
Mm.
happens during these years, and a lot can transition and change and morph. And I know recently you have come to me with, holy cow, Jack, what has happened to me? I
Yeah.
don't have the body I had. Now I have TNA, which I didn't have before, you know? Um, Tell us a little bit about how that impacted you. Like,
Yeah.
you woke up one morning and you're like, what the truck? And just tell us a little bit about that experience because I really believe it's going to resonate with many of the women that are going to be able to grab a hold of this live.
Yes. Yeah, Jack. And to your point, it actually felt like it was overnight. I don't know if it was, but it certainly felt it. So when I turned 50, perimenopause entered into my life. And listen, Jack, like, to be honest with you, I knew about perimenopause, I knew about menopause. I wasn't expecting to have such a rude awakening because I live a very um sort of healthy lifestyle focused life, right? Like, I'm whole food plant based, I exercise, I'm active. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to feel it, but I really did. And it just felt like I was so out of control. I don't know if you could relate to that, but it just felt like my body became something that I didn't know and that I wasn't expecting. And I went from, always feeling like I was pretty much the same size. Like, I've had clothes since like 2016 that I bought in Italy and I still wear and look, well, okay, not now, but prior to, I had clothes in my closet that I've had for years and that I've always been able to wear. And suddenly I woke up and I actually measured myself. So it wasn't a case of it just felt this way. It actually was. I gained about 2 or 3 inches around my belly instantly. It felt like it was instant. And I just couldn't believe it was happening. I felt so bloated everywhere. I didn't feel good. My clothes didn't feel good. And what made it a lot more dramatic for me was that at the time I was on QVC and I was representing a brand that wanted me to wear solid color clothing and, solid. If anybody knows me, like I'm all about prints. Like I do not own solid color clothes. I much prefer prints. So I had to go out and I'd buy clothes. And I would go to the store and I would try things on and like, oh my goodness, like I'd go in knowing I was this size and I wasn't that size. Like I wasn't, and my body maybe I was able to fit into that size, but it didn't look good on me anymore. And wearing solid color clothing meant that it's very unforgiving. So I was trying to find Spanx and like, but that would still show panty lines. And I most people don't know that when I do QVC and I'm representing a brand, I have to match in my mind. I have to match the product that I'm representing, and I have to look good doing so. And I would plan what I was going to wear. So I'd kind of mentally prepare for it and say, okay, I'm going to wear this thing, and I think this looks fine. I would try it on, and I would have everything ready. And by the time I got to the studio and I put on my outfit, it didn't look the same. And it would just be from one day to the next. And so there I'm going on national television and picture it. I had 7 cameras. I actually counted one time, 7 cameras coming at me. And I was also selling bags. So bags were often like right here by my, I'd be standing like at a table and representing bags. And here I have these cameras coming at all different angles around my belly. It was just, without the disguising of prints to do the work for me, it was so stressful.
Well,
It was
not so, not everyone has to be on national TV, right? I
correct.
mean, I get that. And I get that, wow, was so in your face, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Because you were so acutely aware of it. But I'm guessing that many women probably feel just as like under the microscope, or like everyone's noticing that I'm my outfit's too tight, or everyone's noticing that I don't
Yes.
look as good in my outfit anymore. And the reality is that probably no one really is noticing but you, because you're
Yes.
not on national television. It doesn't matter. You want
It
to look
doesn't matter.
good. You want to feel
Exactly.
good. Because if you don't feel good, if you don't believe you look good, it's going to impact how you show up in the world. It's
That
going to
is,
impact how you communicate with people. It's going to
yes.
impact how you interact. It's going to affect you negatively. And there's no reason we should let our clothing options, not when there are choices that we can make, right? There are things that we can't choose. You
Yes.
cannot choose, if you're a woman, you cannot choose to opt out of going through perimenopause and menopause
Correct.
unless you do something drastic and opt out entirely. And nobody wants that. So
Yeah.
we're going to go through it, right?
Yeah.
So you can't control that. What can we control, right? I mean, there are things that we've got to be able to control, right?
Yeah.
I know personally, I have the same experience. I'm older, so I've been
Mm.
through it. It doesn't mean I forgot, Tracy.
Oh,
I
I
got
know.
I got to the weight in my early 50s. I got to the weight of the day that I gave birth to my son.
Mm.
How's that
Mm.
for a rude
Mm.
awakening?
Yes.
How's that for how in the world do I weigh what I weighed the day I delivered a baby when there's no baby inside me?
Yes.
What,
Yes.
how, and like you, I was living a fairly healthy lifestyle. I have
Yeah.
exercised my entire life. I am not vegan. I do eat, I'm an omnivore, but I opt
Mm.
for whole food as often as possible. And so
Yes.
when you're like, okay, well, I'm already doing all the right things. Now
Yes.
what? And it's still happening. So there are things that we could do, right? I mean, if it's right for you, you can ask your doctor about HRT, hormone replacement therapy, or BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement
Yeah.
therapy. And I'm going to disclose I have been on it now for years, and I swear by it. It works for me. I
Yeah.
get that it doesn't work for everybody. So that's one thing we can control. We can tweak our lifestyle choices if we have
Yes.
some extra room. Even you and I were able to tweak our life. Didn't
Absolutely.
you
And
start lifting? Didn't you start
yes.
lifting heavy?
Yes.
Now that was sort of a lifestyle change that you created and adapted, and that's working, correct?
Yes. Yes. So Jack, I want to back up a little bit. So one of the things that you said and I think is so important is that, when I share my story, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else and saying, well, you're going to go on camera, because reality is most of us are not going to have to face 7 cameras. But what that did do for me as a stylist and as a designer who's worked with women for over 20 years styling and designing them, I realized I realized how hard it is. I was able to empathize in a way that I was never able to empathize before. And I think that came across very strongly for me. It also was very emotional for me, and it helped me understand that regardless of whether it is, maybe it's a special presentation that you're going to, maybe it's a special event, maybe it's just daily life, and you suddenly feel like you're a different body, that has emotional repercussions, and it's
Crazy.
how it makes us feel.
So
Then to
many
the yeah, then
so
to the
many women
point.
also, so many women, just want to add this, so many women at this stage of the game are also entering the dating pool for various and
Yes.
sundry reasons. And how, you think, oh my God, I'm going to enter the dating pool, but I don't have that body, the body that entered the dating pool the first time or whenever that was. You're now
Yes.
entering a dating pool. So you wanna feel all that and a bag of chips when you're sitting at that coffee date or that cocktail date. That's important. So it's not, no, there's not a bunch of cameras on you, but boy, oh boy, you want to feel the best that you possibly can sitting
Yes.
across from
Yes.
this other individual as you're getting to know them. So
Yes.
there's all sorts of reasons why women, yes, I totally agree. I totally
Mm.
agree.
Mm. So I'd love to know if any of those of you who are watching, or if you're watching in the replay, let us know in the comments, like, what are those experiences that you've had? What are those occasions where you've gone and you needed to get dressed for something? You go and you plan your outfit. Like I was saying, I planned my outfit ahead of time, and I knew, okay, this is what I was going to wear, and planned it out very carefully, to only put it on and realize, A, maybe it doesn't fit at all, or B, it doesn't look great. And what was that experience like for you? And then that leads us to exactly what you're saying, Jack. It's the point two of it is kind of, well, now what can I do about it, right? And like you say, some of us may, like, there's some things that we can control. There are definitely lifestyle things that I've changed. I've changed up my exercise. I'm lifting weights. I'm lifting heavy. Like, I did a lot of the research and found out what it is that I needed to do. I've increased my protein levels, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm vegan, but I can do so, right? Like, I can do it from a plant-based perspective. But still, there is still this kind of thing of coming to an acceptance that it is different now, right? And so I find when we come to that acceptance of, like, okay, now it's different, we tend to, as women, fall into two categories of how we dress, because we can control what we wear. We absolutely can control what we wear. And that is something, I mean, we cannot control that we're going to have to go through perimenopause or menopause, right? Like, if we were alive and we're this age, we're going to have to go through it. However, when it comes to, like, what we can control, we can make some lifestyle choices, and we can absolutely choose what we wear. And what I discovered is, and I was even discovering this on QVC, like, I was discovering that as I was figuring out what was working, and I was starting to implement that, and I was starting to tweak my style and change, like, the fabrics I was wearing and a little bit of the silhouette that I was wearing. I was like, okay, wait, this is working. This is great. I'm feeling fantastic. And it doesn't matter if I eat an almond or two. I mean, like, literally, that's how it became. It was like, oh, it's just better, suck in my stomach. And, it's horrible. It's a horrible experience. But I was realizing, like, okay, so there are some choices. And so as women, we tend to usually fall into one of the two categories, and we often think in extremes. So either we berate our bodies and we think Like, why is it that I cannot fit into this pair of pants that I've always worn? For me, it was my Italian leather pants that I bought, like in Italy, right? I've been very upset that I haven't been. So I put them on and I'd like, oh, like nowhere close to zipping them up. I mean, nowhere close to it, right? And so either I keep on berating my body and I keep on trying to fit into the clothes that I used to wear. And sometimes that means I'm wearing clothes that actually don't suit the body that I have now. So I continue to berate my body. Or I go to the space of like, well, it's so disgusting. It's so like I'm so ashamed that I'm just going to cover everything up. So I'm going to wear big black baggy clothes. So this is where like we either think that there's only two extremes, but actually, Jack, there's a whole bunch in the middle. There's a whole bunch of alternatives that don't include berating my body and trying to fit into clothes, and don't include berating my body and trying to cover up with clothing. Because actually, the covering up doesn't work, and neither does the trying to fit into clothes that used to work for me. So that's where it comes to like the three step. I kind of call this the golden route to looking stylish during perimenopause, right? Like the golden method, it's the golden route. So like the third thing then is to go, okay, well, what is possible for me? Like, what is possible? There's a whole bunch in between. And it does require a certain level of like, okay, this is happening. What is open to me right now? Like, how can I reimagine my style? Did you feel that way, Jack? Did you get to a point where you felt like you could change? There was like a sort of feeling of possibility, or was it just all dread for you?
It was both, right? I
Okay.
mean, I think at the beginning the dread was real. And
Yes.
and honestly, because perimenopause and menopause by definition is a transitory period. And
Yes.
transition literally means I'm not here anymore, but I'm also not yet there. And so, boy, is that an uncomfortable space, right?
Mm,
I'm
mm,
gone. My body is gone. However, I'm not yet there. And that transition was full of dread for me. And
mm,
interestingly enough, Tracy, I don't have the body that I had before I went through menopause at
mm,
all.
mm.
It was a
Interesting.
very weird flip. Your recent article on Cool Life, which I absolutely loved, was about the perks. There are some perks, right? You said
Yeah, like I've gone up a
you
cup
got bigger
size. I'm very
girth now,
excited.
and you got a little more curvy, and for you that was a huge plus because from what you have shared with me, it's like you were mostly shaped, more boyish or more, less curvy, and
Yes,
now
I was
now you got some
boyish. Absolutely.
curves, right? Okay, it doesn't matter. Either way, boyish or curvy, they're both amazing.
Yes.
However, you have to learn how to dress for each one because you dress very differently. I grew up because I'm from I'm a Latina. I come from that sort of Hispanic background. I grew up with a lot of TNA. I had the big girls and I had a lot of booty. I had booty before J Lo made it popular.
Mm,
Interestingly enough, I now have this very boyish, almost my waist is no longer like 10 inches smaller than my chest or my hips. It's very weird. My body is shaped differently. I
mm,
can't wear what I wore most of my life. I have to wear differently styled clothing. That
yes.
transition was painful. That transition, I
Mm,
screwed up left and right. I did everything that you were talking about. I wore things that were too tight. I wore things that were nondescript. I wore things to hide. I did it all. And I'm not
mm,
sure. I mean, I love the fact that so much has changed since I went through it.
yes.
Even though it's only been 5, 6, 7 years, the world is a different place, ladies. We don't need to suffer anymore because
Yes.
women like Tracy Gold, who are experiencing the symptoms and they're saying, oh, no, 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 I got to fix this for me because this sucks. Well, guess what? we by definition, the halo effect. If Tracy fixes it for her, then guess what? We can latch our wagon onto that, and then just you're still going to have to go through your own transition.
Yes.
However, if it could be made a little bit easier,
Yeah.
and a little bit quicker, like if you can get from I'm not here anymore, but not quite there, if we can shorten that path, especially when it comes to what you're wearing on your body,
Yes.
why wouldn't you latch on to that? And I
Yes.
love so Tracy, I'm so sorry you went through so much turmoil, and I'm so sorry that it was emotionally really tough for you to see
Yeah.
yourself on camera. However, I'm really glad that it drove you to put on your thinking cap and say, okay, well, how am I going to solve this for myself? And if I solve it for myself, I think I'm also solving it for a bunch of other women. And
Yes.
tell me what you did to do that, because
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think it, and I think that the third stage of kind of exploring what is possible is about opening our minds to what has changed, but then what the possibilities and the excitement can be about that. So to your point, Jack, like you were saying, you went from curvy to boyish. I was more boyish, and I've suddenly gained, like, I've gone up a cup size. I have more in my hips, which is why my Italian pants don't fit. But Jack, what I realized is that because I'm a stylist and I've been styling women for 20 years, and I've always loved wide leg pants. Like, I just think women with curves look amazing in wide leg pants. And so I would buy them, but they just never, and I've designed them, I've sold them, I've done all those things, but I never quite carried them off like my curvy clients and my curvy friends did. Like, I just never did. And so when I started shifting my mindset and going, well, wait a minute. Okay, so if my body is changing and now some of the things I can't wear any longer or don't suit me anymore, what can I wear? What are the possibilities? And so I started looking at that. The fourth step was just kind of acknowledging and getting real with myself about how my clothing needs have changed. So there were 5 things that I have found, and I think that this is pretty universal for women going through perimenopause and into menopause. The first one is to say that my clothes need to adapt to my changing body. So accepting the fact that one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel great, and the next day I'm going to be bloated. So if I'm trying to squeeze into clothes that I used to wear, or I'm buying clothes in a moment where I'm feeling great about myself, chances are that feeling is not going to last, because I'm going to put it on the next day and it's not going to zip or it's not going to work. Right. So I needed to start being stricter with myself and saying, okay, is this going to adapt to my body? Now, as I go through these things, you may feel a little overwhelmed, and it's okay. Just hold with me, because I am
right.
finding solutions to this, and I've created some solutions, and I'm working on solutions like every day in various ways. Okay. So first of all, I need things that are going to adapt to my changing body. Number 2, I need clothes that are going to give me shape, but are not going to be tight. So I have always worn very shapely clothes. I've been very comfortable with very, very shapely clothes. But now I'm feeling like, oh, I just don't want them like too tight. Even bras, feeling like, how sometimes it grabs me in the back. It just feels uncomfortable. I find like things around too tight around my waist doesn't make me feel so good. Like, I have noticed the difference, but I still want shape. So the thing is, we often go from one extreme to the other. We say, oh, I don't want something so tight. So either there's button popping tight, or there's like completely shapeless, but there's a whole bunch in between. Okay, so what is that in between? Then the third thing is, I need soft to the touch, so it feels good on my skin, or maybe smooth to the touch, breathable fabrics. And this is something, and I'm in the industry, so I know, and I work with other collections as well. And it's pretty hard to find. A lot of the stuff that I'm seeing out there, the summer stuff, is made of polyester. And
Ooh,
polyester is not breathable. So what happens is that when I'm having a hot flash, it makes it worse, and the sweating is worse, and the fear of like leaving marks on my clothes is also another thing. So those are like just some of the strategies that we have to look at. And then there is the versatility. So there's no doubt that clothes that do all these things may cost a little more. So just to say, they may cost a little more than what we're used to paying. However, if the clothes are versatile, then what that means, and what I mean by that is, can I dress it up and dress it down? Can I style it different ways? Is it going to adapt for my body shape? So one day I wear it with a belt and the next day I wear it loose. Those kind of things. Is it versatile? Is it going to suit various different parts of my lifestyle? So I can wear it to lunch with friends. I can maybe wear it to work. I can wear it to an evening out. I can take it with me on vacation and it's going to look good. So does it fit that versatility? And then the fifth thing is, does it give me the coverage that I'm looking for? And this is always a little bit of a tricky one because, Jack, you and we have spoken about this. 1 out of 4 people in the US is a woman over 40. And I think it's very interesting that as women, and I'm finding myself, I'm having to question myself on this as well. There's kind of this philosophy of like, things like, oh, a woman over 40 shouldn't show her upper arms. Oh, a woman over 40 shouldn't show her knees. Oh, a woman over 40 shouldn't show this part of her body. And I'm like, yeah, like, where is that coming from? Because if 1 out of 4 people, not women, people in the US is a woman over 40, how are we as a society making it unacceptable for me to show my upper arms when I'm hot? Do you know what I mean? So like my thing is that if you feel that you want to cover your upper arms for your own purposes, then yes, make sure you have clothes that do that for you. However, if you're doing it because you feel like it's unacceptable socially, then maybe you want to kind of rethink that. And so I also had to rethink, like, what are the things, like, is it still okay for me to wear short dresses? Is it still okay for me to show my upper arms, even if they look a little different than they used to? And so question those things and then make sure your wardrobe supports you in how you feel. And maybe it's a process. Maybe it's not a one and done thing. Maybe it's not one day you hate your arms and then the next day you go, oh, I'm going to show them. It's fine. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do. I mean, honestly, um, it is a ongoing conversation that I
mm,
have with myself
mm,
anytime that I am in my closet where I'm dressing to go out.
yes.
I will look and I'll be like, can I wear that? Is
Mm,
is that is that appropriate? Will I be
mm,
looked at funny? And I want to stop that, by the way. And I'm getting better. I am getting better, but it is sad that we have those conversations with ourselves.
yes.
It would be just lovely to open up your closet and be like, anything in here, I feel good in.
Yes.
Anything in here, I am going to take off and put on and feel confident and walk out that door. And I love what you said about versatility, right? Because it isn't about having a ton of stuff. I don't know about you, but I think analysis paralysis sometimes. If I have too many choices,
Yes.
I can't find one.
Yes.
However, we talked about this earlier. I'm an extensive traveler and I will leave
Mm,
for sometimes upwards of 6 weeks. I don't take 6 weeks worth of clothing.
mm,
I don't, because who's going to travel like that? That's
yes.
insanity. So I have a very, very limited but versatile wardrobe.
Mm,
Everything goes with everything else, and
mm-hmm.
everything looks good on me the day that I'm packing it. How about that?
That's exactly, and you see, that's what I'm saying, Jack, as well, is that one of the things I just want to talk to a little bit, um, and it's a little bit of a side note. A lot of times, we as women tend to look at the size, the price tag of an item, and we say, "Oh, that's too much." right? That price tag is too high. It's more than my comfort zone. However, what I just want to say is, like, let's say for argument's sake, the dress that you like is around $300. Okay, I'm just not talking round numbers. Okay, $300. Now, maybe that dress is super, super versatile and you can wear it multiple different ways. It adapts to your body shape. It actually meets all the criteria. But the $300 feels like too much for you. But you'll go and spend $100 on 3 dresses each. And then you get them home, and oh, by the way, they need alteration because they're not perfect. Because now they need, like, the lengths are too long or the things too whatever. And then, oh, maybe it only fits me when I'm having my skinny days and my non-bloated days. So then there's that mixed feeling about putting it on every single day or every single time. Or maybe it's like, it's great for a special occasion. It's great for a night out. It's nice and sexy. I feel great in it, but I can't wear it to work. And it's too dressy for the casual. So therefore I need another dress to then for the weekend for casual, and then I need another dress that's more work suitable. And again, all of these things need to be met, all these criteria. But what I find as women is we don't wait for the criteria to be met. We just buy. It then doesn't meet the criteria. And where does it end? In the back of the closet. And so I just want to throw that out there a little bit, is that I think that this time of our lives, because perimenopause and menopause is so long, and even to your point, like you and I were talking earlier, I've recently gone on to HRT, so I'm bioidentical HRT, and I'm very happy with that decision. I'm like, it's working for me. However, it's not like as if I've lost a ton of weight. Like, I've balanced, I've kind of stabilized because of the exercise that I'm doing and some of the lifestyle, but my body is still different than it was 2 years ago, and it still is having bloated days and then not bloated days and sore days and not so like this process is a long time. And Jack, let me say to you that, and I put on a lot of clothes because this is my industry and I work with other brands as well. And as soon as I put on something that works, and we're going to talk about that in a second, as soon as I've put on the dress that I'm wearing now, the style, I feel completely different, regardless of whether I'm feeling bloated or not, right?
Yeah.
Like I can have a very bloated day and the right clothes will work regardless. That is the goal. That is where you want to get to, because what I'm finding now is that because I have got those, I'm focused on those kinds of styles that work for my body now and that adapt and do all these things. It's easier for me to just get on with my life. Yes, make the changes that I, continue lifting weights, continue with higher protein and do those things, but I'm not obsessed with it anymore. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%. I was thinking that. I was thinking
Mm.
one of the benefits of facing the fact, just acknowledge, like you said, acknowledge the fact that your body is different.
Yes.
Acknowledge that you need to dress it differently. Acknowledge that we have choices about how we're going to do that. And you can do the button popping or you can do the oversized black, or you can find that sweet spot in the middle where you're still showing up like a real person, like a real woman. You're not you're in transition, but you don't have to look like you're in transition.
I love
You can look like you've arrived while you're going through transition. And because I'm
Yes.
wearing one of the dresses that you've recently invented
Yes.
to address these issues that women are
Yes.
facing.
Yes.
And I put
Yes.
it on and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. And I knew you were going to be wearing one too. And I'm like, I can't wait to see what it looks like on Tracy. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes. So Jack, this is okay. So what I did is I took this entire method, this gold method, the 5-step method of like coming to an acceptance, realizing what I can and cannot control, opening up to the possibilities of what's possible for me now, which we're doing in midlife in so many other ways, reinventing style, reinventing even my own collection per se, because now I'm fixing it not just for myself, but for for other women. And then looking at what are the 5 criteria, like what are the things that we really need as women going through perimenopause and menopause. And then I created this collection. And, you know, today we're going to focus on the dress that I have now, because this is like a no-brainer. It's just one of those things that fits everybody and it works for everybody. In fact, I have never met a woman who it has not worked for. And I'm never one to say that. Like, I don't believe that there's a style for everybody. I believe we're individuals and it's, you know, that kind of thing. But this particular style, every single client that has bought this dress, and this is what I actually launched the collection with, every single woman who has bought this dress has loved it. It's been her toe dip. It's been the thing that she started with and she's absolutely loved. And so I'll talk us through it. And so, Jack, I know because I sent you one so you could try it, because I wanted you to try it for yourself and feel it. So if you want to stand up and show the audience. So what Jack is wearing is the short. So this comes in different versions. Okay. So it has a long version and it has a shorter version. So Jack is wearing the shorter version.
Can you see it?
Jack, yeah. Jack, where does it come to on your leg?
Because it comes right. I don't know if you can see. It comes right at my knee, like right there.
At your knee. Okay,
right
perfect.
There.
Okay.
Like at the middle part of my knee.
Okay, so you are wearing, just to say that you are wearing the short regular. So if I were to customize one for you, or if I were to recommend what you would take, you would go short petite.
Okay.
So if you are, so that it would show a little bit of your knee, if that's what you're comfortable with. So this is the wonderful thing, is that the coverage is, it depends on how much coverage you want, right? Then I'm going to step back, and I don't know if you can see my full, because I'm in full length. I am in the full length one. So this one actually comes to my shoe, and I'm 5'3.5", but I have like a 3-inch platform shoe on in order to wear the full length regular. So that allows for different heights of women as well. So all of these are available in 3. This is called the Wear 3 Ways dress. And it's available in 3 different fabrics. The print that Jack is wearing is called snake print. The print that I am wearing is called mermaid. I'm actually going to open it because I've got the belt on. And this particular, we're going to talk about it in a second, but it comes with the corresponding belt. So this is the actual, and I'll give you, by the way, if you want to take a look, you can see there is the link inside of the description. Regardless of what platform you're on, if for some reason that's too onerous for you, you can simply go to tracygoldnewyork.com, and that's going to give you'll see just below the main video, it says exclusive offer, and you can click on there and it's going to give you more details. So you can definitely look at that and maybe follow along with us if you feel like it. But these are, and then there's a third print, Jack. And the third print is a little bit more for somebody who is a little nervous of color. I'm a huge believer in color, because as we get older, we lose color in our hair and our skin.
Is that black and white? Is that a black and white print?
Black and white.
Oh, I love it.
It is gorgeous. So this is black and white. And one of my clients called this Constellation. So she says, oh, it looks like Constellation. And so we named it Constellation. So all 3 of these fabrics, Jack, they are breathable. So it's made of 100% viscose, which if women don't know, is actually made from tree pulp. So it's very cool. They all have a little bit of a texture to them. These are excess designer prints that I bought from a supplier that has they have designer prints, and these come from Italy. So they're really high quality prints. And what's great as well is that they are crease resistant. So Jack, did you steam yours? You took it straight out of the packet and put it on, right?
Girl, I did not steam anything.
Good.
This was in a tight ball in a FedEx package. Literally, I pulled it out. I did hang it. I put it on a hanger. It's been on a hanger for a few days. Yes. But I'm letting you know right now, it doesn't look any better or worse than when it came out of the package. It was perfect.
Exactly. So that is the point as well, is that it's all very well to have breathable fabrics, but if we sit down and we look like a crumpled mess after 5 minutes, that's not going to make us feel comfortable either. So these kinds of fabrics, just even as a designer, I can say to you, are not easy to find. So that's why a lot of people are going with polyester and, but they just don't breathe. Those fabrics just don't breathe, and especially for summertime. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through a couple of different things, Jack. We spoke about our girls,
Help
right?
me. And also, you got
Okay,
to
you
help
want
me
to do
with
the
this
belt
thing.
first. Okay, so let's do the belt first. So I sent you a belt as well. Now it comes with the corresponding belt. So your belt would be the mock snake as well. Now, Jack, I'm so glad you're doing that because that's the exact opposite thing that you need to do.
Okay.
Okay,
This is
so
why
you
I'm
can take.
like standing here going, help me, Tracy.
Okay, so the thing is, Jack, most of us tend to think that belting doesn't work for us because of exactly what you were doing. We tend to
Okay.
go too low. All right,
Okay.
look at what that does. Actually, do that, Jack, with me. Do it low where you were going to put it. Okay. Do you see what's happening here? Okay. It's actually emphasizing our bellies.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. Now take it high up, Jack. Feel where your natural waist is. Okay, so
Well, I was
feel where
telling
your
you I
natural
don't
waist
have as
is.
much a waist anymore because
It's
of
okay.
how's that?
You there we go. So when you take it higher, so what you actually want to do is where the start of your waist is here. So feel where your waist is. You want
Yeah.
to start with the bottom of the belt where your natural waist is. So you're
Okay.
actually going a little higher. There you go. You're actually going a little higher than your natural waist. And what that does is it makes your waist appear narrower. So that's the thing we do. You're absolutely right in saying we lose our waist. And so it's even more important to create a sense of a waist. What that also does is it de-emphasizes the tummy because this belt you can tie it and then you can tie it asymmetrically. So you bow it or you knot it, whichever you like to do, and you can have it to the side, and then the ties go down the body, and that draws the eye down as opposed to across the body. Do you
Should
see?
I have mine in the back, but should I
Okay, so
move it?
you can do it in the back if you want to, or you can do it in the front. Also, if you're not the kind of down the body kind of girl, like it's going to irritate you, you can double it up and make it shorter in the front. Okay, so obviously it will depend on your waist size, so your waist measurement. And then what you can do, yeah, there we go. And then what you can do is you can adjust, just remember to adjust the back of this. Okay, so it's a very, and it's something it's a mistake I've made myself,
Like
where
that,
I
Tracy?
belt it and then all the way, and then all the volume is at one cheek.
Oh, did I do that, Tracy, or am I
You
okay?
see, okay, no, yours is good. Yours is
Okay.
good. So you can adjust it, and if you need a little more kind of gathering here in the front by your belly, you can adjust it there. Another way that you can do it, and I teach this often, but for some women it's a little bit more cumbersome. But I like to take these pieces in the front, right, that are the volume, and I pull them kind of towards each other, and then I pop the belt on. And what that does is it makes it a very easy way of distributing the volume of the dress. So it allows for that. But you do you. And that's the wonderful thing, is that you can do it as you like. And then the great thing is, Jack, as well, is that this dress looks just as good loose as it does belted, right?
I love it loose, but I also want to let your the ladies know when I put the belt on, the dress now is above my knee,
Yes.
which makes
Yes.
sense, right? Because
Yeah.
there's more dress that's underneath the belt. So just
Yeah.
know that I'm 5'2",
Yes.
and now I would not want the dress to be shorter than it
Okay.
is.
So that's very important, Jack,
Yeah.
and I think that is why I offer. So in like if you go to the link and you because the exclusive offer, which we're going to talk about in a second, it is you have to request it. So if you're not on my mailing list, you have to request it. So you got to sign up, and then you'll get an email with all the details of it. But essentially, it offers it in a petite, which is 5'1" and less. Okay, so if you are 5'1" or less, then you want to go for petite. But if you are above that, then my suggestion is rather just go for full, just go for regular because it is adjustable. So for instance, for me as well, if I want to take this a little up, I can just loose on this up a little bit.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? You could do the same. If it was a little too short for you, if it was a little too long for you, you can loose on it up a little bit. You still have the waist definition here. So that's going to work for you. And you can adjust it according to how you want to show, how much of your leg you want to show, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for me, this length is perfect when I belt it.
Yes.
And I would not want to go shorter.
Okay.
I just want the ladies to know that I'm 5'2" and I'm
Yeah.
pretty daring, but I just think it
You
would be
are
too
daring.
short. I just think it would be too short if I belted it, and if I didn't have at least, because now it's like right above my knee.
Yes. There's also another way that you can adjust it, and that is with the tie. So the tie here, I'm going to come up close to the camera and show you. This is actually fully adjustable. Okay. So if you find that you need to make it a little shorter as well, you can take it higher up. If you want to wear it loose, you can take it higher up and it will shorten it. It
That's that.
also adjusts because it depends on where your bra strap is. That will also be adjusted. So you can adjust it higher or lower depending on how you want to do it. And then also, Jack, for those of us, some of us have girls, which I'm very envious of, by the
You
way.
have them now. What are you talking about? I'm
No,
the
no,
one
no.
that's over here going, where did they go? You're
Listen, I'm actually, I make a drama of it, but I'm actually much happier now because now I have a little bit more in the girls department. I wanted just one cup size more, and I have that now, so I'm very happy. But I'm talking about like women who have serious girls can often really struggle with wearing a strapless bra. Like they really cannot wear a strapless bra. They cannot find one that gives them support. Or let's say maybe you're going to a place of worship or work or whatever the thing is, and you feel like you need to rather it not be looking like a sundress. Okay, you can, I'm going to come close to the camera. You can adjust this both front and back. Let me just show you my back. You can take it both front and back, and it can adjust to cover bra straps.
Huh.
Okay.
That's awesome. I couldn't figure that out on my own, but now I understand what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes. So on the page, if you click on the exclusive offer in the link, ladies, for those of you who are watching, if you click on the exclusive offer, it's going to take you to a page and it explains all of this visually. Like there's a picture of the three different ways you can wear it. And of course, there's more than three ways that you can wear this dress. It gives you three different options of what they look like. So three different prints. And then it shows you how you can adjust it to have a strapless bra or not a strapless bra. And then you will also have options for shorter length, for long or short. And then also, Jack, just to say that for those women who do want to cover their upper arms, I just want to always say that I always have a sleeve option for her. Always, because I am aware, and there's no judgment either way, but I am aware that for some women, this is just not going to happen for them. They're not going to feel comfortable. So you can
Also,
get it.
sometimes women are just cold. You want to have a wrap.
That's
Like
exactly.
I would need one of those just because I'm constantly cold.
You're
So like,
constantly cold. And
yeah,
the thing is, we have these crazy AC situations where it's hot outside and then we're freezing cold inside.
yeah.
And then also, Jack, like to your point with your lifestyle, because you are a traveler, you're often going inside buses and trains and airports and it's freezing cold in there. So you have a couple of different options. You could either get one in exactly the same fabric, and what that does is it makes it look like it's one dress. You'll see that on in the pictures on the exclusive offer page. So there's that option. There's also an option to go with something more solid. So if you feel like, oh, it's too much print on print, print on print on print on print, you can have it in solid. You could also have it as a little flared sleeve. And this is one of the fun things, is that a flared sleeve actually de-emphasizes the upper arm. So it doesn't cover it entirely, but it de-emphasizes the upper arm. And that makes a difference. It actually makes it look slimmer. However, if you want this in a longer sleeve, you can have it in a longer sleeve. You see, so this is the thing. The collection is designed not only to meet the 5 criteria that I have, that of all the 5 things that I mentioned, but also to be adaptive so that it goes according to your comfort levels. You can have it customized to suit you.
I don't understand how this isn't in every woman's suitcase for the summer. No, do you understand? Like
Yes.
if you're traveling this summer or this spring and you want to throw in a versatile wrinkle-free option that you could wear this, especially if you get the little wrap thing, you are
Yes.
golden. You're
Exactly.
golden.
Exactly. So what I've done, Jack, is that because this is such an easy dress to wear. This is also very versatile in the fact that you can wear it over your swimsuit around the pool or at the beach. You can wear it, you can wear it loose if you want to, like go to lunch with friends. You can put a belt on it. You can
Yeah.
wear it in the evening. In fact, Jack, your one, I'm going to show you how you can do. So if you buy a shorter one, you can also do this thing. So mine is really long, so it wouldn't work with mine, but I'm going to just show you. So I'm going to loosen it. Don't worry. I'm going to do it so that, because otherwise you may find it difficult. You
Oh
can
yeah,
actually
I like
take
it.
it.
I like it just loose. Like I could totally see this over a bathing suit, right?
Exactly,
Like
exactly that.
you're at a resort and you want to go grab a snack at the snack bar and you don't want to walk in there a bathing suit, so you just throw
Yes,
this over
yes,
and
exactly,
you're good to
exactly.
go. I
So
mean,
now this
like,
one here, so what I've done is I've actually adjusted it now. So I've taken it there and I've got it as a one shoulder. And then when you have the hole there, all you do is you wrap it over like that and you put your belt on it. And then you have a one shoulder dress for the evening.
holy cow, that is amazing.
I know, I know. And so this is what I'm saying is that one dress. So this is, let me just talk it through. So you can choose between the length. Well, first of all, you choose your size. The sizes are really simple. They are extra small to medium, and that is what you and I are both wearing. Extra small to medium, large to XXL. All right. So there's just two sizes because it's so big, and also because of the width of the fabric. We use a lot of fabric in this. We do not jip in the fabric. I've
Oh
seen
no,
so
look
many
at this.
renditions of this
There's
dress.
a lot of fabric in this dress.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of fabric. I've seen many renditions trying to make a dress like this, which I've tried as well before. I did lots of different renditions. I've tried lots of those that don't have the width and they don't work. They're not flattering. Okay, so you put a belt on it and it just doesn't, it actually just adds extra volume. So we use a lot of fabric in this. Okay, so you get to choose between the your size. So you choose your size, you choose your print. So Jack is wearing the snake print, I am wearing the mermaid print, and then you have constellation. Okay, so there's constellation, and then you choose your length, you choose your size, and then your corresponding belt comes with that, and you're saving $150.
What?
I
For
know.
real?
You're saving $150. So with this bundle, you get it for $299, and it's normally in the region of like $450.
That's awesome.
So it
Now,
really
how much is extra is the and can you show the throw that goes with this? Do you have that?
Yes, I do, Jack. I have the one. In fact, because that is one of my personal favorites. Exactly the one that you have on. So this is exactly the same. It's the
That's
same
the same print.
style. It's exactly the same style as the one that I put on here. Let me just show it to you again. So these are like two. I think they're 275 or 260. I can't remember, 269 or something like that. The extra little piece there. So this will make it even more versatile. But what's nice is that also, if you do this, you don't need the belt. So
Right.
you can then lose the belt. So you still have the option of wearing it, but it cinches into the waist. And this draws attention away from the belly, which is really great. You can also take this, Jack, because I know you have like no belly to speak of. You can also do that and pull it to the back if you prefer, and you make it into a little bit more of that. You can also wear this blouse, this top, with all the other camis in your closet that you don't wear because you don't want to show your arms. So you
Right.
pop it over. You can wear it loose even. You can wear it loose. You can wear it tied. You can wear it doubled over like this, more like a blouse. Again, every item in this collection is designed for versatility. Every single one of them. Every single item in the collection is designed to adapt to your changing body. It meets the five things criteria. If it does not meet those, it doesn't come into the collection.
It really does. It hits all five. It is incredible. And
Yes,
you and honestly, from my viewfinder, it also meets the I can look fantastic while I'm traveling
exactly.
because the colors in here, you can play off of all of these different colors. You can do like
Yes.
you can get the cover up, but you can that matches exactly. But you could also go with like a chocolate brown or a black or a cream. There's,
Exactly.
so many things you could do with this. Yeah.
Exactly. And in this one, you've got turquoise, you've got cobalt blue, you've got coral, you've got ivory. And so, I use prints because prints are so much easier to disguise already. I have done them in solid colors. They are available in solid colors. Not at this deal though. They are, but the dress is available in solid colors. However, it doesn't do the kind of concealing that a print does. It just doesn't. You also do not have to worry about what underwear you're wearing. You don't have to worry about panty lines. You don't have to worry about any of that. And for those women who feel like print is going to make them look bigger, print only makes you look bigger if you're wearing it in something that has no shape. Because then it is going to maximize, it's going to make you look bigger. So, and I've tried and tested multiple times.
This is
Taken
exciting.
me
So
years to
Tracy,
develop.
how can women get this dress?
Okay, so all you need to do is go to whichever platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, you're gonna see in all of the platforms. It's in the description, so it says
Okay.
exclusive offer. You can click on that. If that is too cumbersome for you, for whatever reason, you can simply go to tracygoldnewyork.com. You will find on the front, like on that page, scroll just below the main video, and it will say exclusive offer there. Okay, and you just click on there for details. It is an offer that you have to request though, because I have very limited stock. So it's $2.99 for the dress and the belt, regardless of what the length is. That is what it is, and it saves you $150. So all you have to do is just
Incredible.
sign up. Yeah, all
Yep.
you have to do is just sign up. You'll get an automated, just give it a little bit of time. It'll give you an email with all the details. You can click on it, you can make your choices. Do check your spam folders. Sometimes things get stuck in spam folders. And if you need any help, feel free to reach out, because the emails come directly to me in my website, and I'm happy to help you.
Well, I have to say, this has been so much fun. Who doesn't like to spend some time talking about dressing up
Yes,
and how we can look better? And
yes,
just because we're facing this very monumental physiological change, and every
mm,
woman that lives long enough gets to go through it, we can do it and still look good and feel
yes,
good.
yes,
And there's no excuse to not, right? I mean,
exactly.
I get it. If you're sad or shocked or in disbelief about what is happening to your body, fine. Go ahead. Feel sorry for yourself for a few minutes. I did it. Tracy did it. It's
Yeah,
fine. Lick your wounds. Be okay with it. But now be excited that we have an alternative. Now be
yes,
excited that we can choose something different than too
yes,
tight or no shape and all black. We
yes.
have choices, and there are three amazing choices right in front of us today. So, Tracy Gold, get your dress and get it now, because she makes these like one at a time sets of situations. So there's not like hundreds of them. And that's
No,
actually the
there's not.
nicer part too. You are
Yes.
not going to see this everywhere, right?
No, you're
Because
not.
it's not in, a big box store. It's not in, it is from Tracy to you.
Yes. It
So
is. It is indeed. It is indeed. Yes. Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate it. And yes, I just want to encourage anybody that if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments below. Feel free to reach out on my website, Tracy Gold. TracyGoldNewYork.com. It's TRACY. Gold is in the color. New York is spelled out. Feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you. And thank you, Jack. This has been so much fun. I love try-ons, live try-ons. It's
I do too.
amazing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and share, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.